Hello, everybody. Welcome to TV&D. Thank you to the Ruckus for joining us live on Twitch and everybody watching in the future right now on our YouTube channel. This is TV&D. It's our best effort at combining our love of fantasy role-playing with our love of television. I'm Brian. I'm the Game Master, and I'm here as always with my co-hosts Eli, Carolyn, and Tony. What's up, guys?
Nothing.
Hey.
Hell
Not
yeah.
much.
What's happening? What are we doing here?
Well, Tony, that's a great question. March on TV&D is going to be Muppets Month. So we're playing
Whoa!
Muppets D&D.
Muppet Month?
And I, of course, said that as
Muppet March? The March of the Muppets, we call it?
It's Muppet
Muppet
March.
Madness.
I think every year is going to have to be Muppet March.
Muppet March?
I'm down for Muppet March. Or
Blurp
maybe
is
another
back,
M.
baby. The sounds only I can hear.
Oh, shit.
Eli, in case anyone is new to the stream tonight, would you like to explain some of the toys that we have? Including
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like literally my designer toys
I
on
have
my
my
desk.
vibrator like right near me by my
Carolyn,
bed.
we're
I can
being
show you my
demonetized. We're being demonetized now for having female sexuality.
Carol blurb.
We are offering Carolyn's vibrator in our shop, though. So,
Okay, well,
$19.95.
toys.
here's some of the stuff you can do in our stream. If you're in YouTube, hey, come on, check the show out live. It's Thursdays on Twitch at TV&D. But we have Blurp. You can use some bits, which are like tokens for Twitch. I don't know. Ask Bezos.
Like ride tickets.
Yeah, you can use
You
those
can
to
also
play.
do something. Sorry, Eli. What quick?
That's all right. I was almost through the first
insertion.
thing.
Oh, shut up. Quick. Here's something you can also do. You can sub or gift subs like Skirples just did. Thank you so much, Skirples. And now watching Watchers. Oh, shit. There's a hype train coming. I can tell.
Big.
Eli, quick, take
Big
it away.
subs coming in, which
Oh, wow.
segues into my second point, which is that we have some emotes. If you're sub to the channel, you can use those emotes. We got a couple different ones, one for each of us, plus the classic logo, which represents the omnipotent power of Dane, the producer. And then, yeah, so Blurp, if you pay a couple bits, there's a button on the screen that will let you play from a little thing of pre-selected sounds that we find fun. Try to stay in those sounds if you can, just because copyright law is not my forte, and I don't want to be a lawyer, despite what my father would like.
Behind
And
the
the show
scenes,
is not
Eli
playing on
bragged
the
about
internet.
his proximity to copyright law and everything that
Oh,
he
I
knows
love it.
about it. A week before our first DMCA. on YouTube.
DMC, yay. I love it. Send me more. So,
Hey, gang. So, as we mentioned, we are playing Muppets this month. Let's see. Tony, who are you going to be playing?
I will be playing Kermit the Frog, who is a frog who is named Kermit. Hey! Just got to get it out now. Just to do all that stuff.
Wonderful. Carolyn, who are you?
I'm Gonzo the Great. / my voice really sounds like Marge Simpson.
that's
kind
going to
of.
hurt so much by the end of this show. I
It
feel
probably
for you.
will, but whatever. It would do anything for art.
Carolyn.
Gonzo and Marge are both very blue heavy characters. It makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm married
Virtual
to a
cartoons.
chicken,
Oh,
and I
man.
have big dreams, homie.
Carolyn, you text. I'm putting you on the spot here, but you texted us your best attempt at a Miss Piggy. Could you maybe bust that out? Right now?
Okay.
Kermie, what are you doing, Kermie?
It's not that bad, to be honest.
I'm a fat pig. I'm the only female character that doesn't have. I'm a bitch. I'm a controlling bitch. Everybody loves Frank Oz, but he's just a sexist.
Oh, it's getting better the more I'm doing it, but it does hurt.
Mm.
Eli, who are
I
you
can't
going to
believe you
play?
remember all of her lines,
I am beloved
all her famous quotes.
but beloved, not main, but beloved character, my personal favorite. Pepe the King Prawn. We know him, we love him. He's got extra legs. That's in my character sheet. I will not be doing the Pepe voice the whole time. I was looking up the roots of the Pepe voice. It's a cartoon character. He is Spanish, I believe. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing that the whole time. But you got to throw in the little. He is not a shrimp. He is a king prawn. Okay. So we love Pepe, don't we, folks?
We
love Pepe.
Yeah.
The good Pepe.
And a lot of head movements like this.
Yeah, not this.
King prawn.
We have a frog and someone named Pepe, but we do not,
They're
nor will
different.
ever
Don't
have
cross them.
Pepe the Frog. Totally different.
Yeah, no PogChamp, no Pepe the Frog. Only Pepe the King Prawn. Okay, good stuff.
So we should probably get into it, right, gang?
Let's go.
Yeah.
To quote the Muppets, why don't we get things started? Okay, so what I want everyone to imagine is the TV&D version of the Muppet Theater, which is a like dated but charming little venue in the heart of Catch-All City's theater district. The house is unusually packed tonight, and the audience is like filing into their seats. They've those like musty red cushioned like theater chairs. Statler and Waldorf are taking their seats in their normal balcony, and
Also, Statler and Waldorf are a two-headed
ogre,
right?
of course.
Yeah.
Each is a cyclops. Which
Yeah.
means they have two eyes, but they're different heads, so it's still not the right amount.
Yeah.
They're sitting down in their one chair. And Holdgav on Twitter gave me this one. Every night we're here, I try to fail my role. Yeah, which one? My perception check.
Your mic cut out during the punchline.
Oh,
Discord
no.
has destroyed you. Discord.
Oh my God!
It's
Statler
a
and
good
Waldorf
voice
saw
though.
that?
Let's go
My
round two.
perception check.
You know, jokes are always funny the second time around. Someone's like, again from the peanut gallery.
My perception check. But so Kermit, you are in a panic, making last minute preparations for tonight's show. Tonight is a big one. You've got a big celebrity special guest on the show tonight, and it is of course Nathan Yaffe from Drawfee. Big deal. House is packed.
Oh no!
Ready for-
We were supposed to have Tim Robbins.
No, it's
What's
Nathan.
this? Nathan Hogan.
in-
Nathan
in-
Yaffe. Nathan.
In Catch-All. Discord's fucking a nightmare.
your guys' internet is having a bit of a rock'em sock'em robots battle.
Yeah.
It seems like.
But Nathan's way bigger than Tim Robbins in Catch-All City. Drawfee's huge. So tonight needs to go well for the show. So you're walking around backstage. There's lots of the usual pre-show business is happening. Fozzie is anxious and needs a pep talk. Miss Piggy is unhappy with her scene partner and is hoping you'll intervene. Something in the corridor explodes and covers everything with dust, but that happens sometimes. So enter Pepe. Pepe, you pitched an act for the show tonight, but Kermit unfortunately shot it down. How are you feeling going into this big show tonight?
I'm feeling a lot if the show went poorly, it would be a lot of Schadenfreude for me, because I think I could have saved it. If it went badly, I'd be I would have done a beautiful dance, okay? I was gonna do a beautiful dance with a rose in my mouth. That was kind of my move.
Pepe, I would love to do your act, but we already have the shrimps on a blimp scheduled as our next act. So I'm afraid we don't have time for another shrimp act.
Shrimps don't even belong on a blimp; they belong in the sea, okay? So I'm mad.
I thought
I'm
you were
mad
gonna
that
serve me a
for
Pepe the
me-
King Prawn again.
for me
That was a
being
setup. We'll figure this out.
well, I don't even feel any connection to them because they are a shrimp, and I am of course a king prawn. So that's what I would have been why would you have shrimp when you can have a king prawn? That's what I would say.
Yeah, well, because they're about $500 a week less.
I was like, well, if I'm still getting paid, I'm fine with that. Am I paid per appearance? If I get cut, do I not get my check?
I don't know the.
No, I just say you get what you pay for, okay? I don't. We're gonna limit the voice.
Statler and Waldorf being you sure do.
I love Pepe. Loves Statler and Waldorf. I'm a big fan.
So enter Gonzo. Gonzo, you're hoping last minute to incorporate Nathan into your act. That could be big for you. That could really give your act a step up. But unfortunately, you're going to have to clear it with Kermit first to make that kind of big of a change.
Okay. Camilla is of course my chicken girlfriend who I fuck rapidly and rabidly, constantly.
Rapidly?
Sometimes with my nose, sometimes with my gonzo parts.
That's canon.
This is one of our
That's-
family-friendly properties.
So Camilla under my arm after we emerged from my dressing room after just a deep cloaca railing, go up to Kermit and I say,
Kermit, so
okay, wait,
okay, Gonzo's voice. Kermit. Okay, I'm gonna need an audience participant tonight, and I think Nathan Yaffe's the perfect one. All I'll do is make him disappear and then reappear. Easy peasy. It'll be great for the theater. It's tested magic. You know, I'm a stunt wizard. I'm good at this.
Now,
What do you think?
When
Gonzo,
Pepe,
I don't know. You know, the fire marshal after your last act told us no more triple funerals in the month.
yeah, as soon as
He's
Pepe
not
hears,
gonna die. He's just gonna disappear.
as soon as Pepe hears makes him disappear and reappear, he's like tugging his collar. He's
Gonzo,
so
you
as-
realize this is a trick that only works if it goes both ways. We'll need him back.
Oh, I go both ways.
and then he winks at Camilla, and then she's like, knock.
I also wink at Camilla.
And
Pepe
then
wa-
I wink at Pepe. and
Pepe
then it's
wants
just like- and then
Kermit
we
does
all
that thing
wink.
where his mouth goes tight and he like turns towards the camera and just kind of shakes a little bit.
So
I got enough
as,
hands and fingers for everybody, okay?
as this is happening, Kermit's mouth goes tight. Scooter appears in the background, and is like, "Kermit, Mr. Yaffe is here in his dressing room. If you want to go say hi."
Oh, Scooter! Thank God. Let's say hi to him now.
So Kermit, you march up to the dressing room, knock on the door, open it, and there is lovely boy Nathan Yaffe.
Hi, Nathan. Hi, Nathan.
Hi. Kermit, so nice to meet you. Finally, I'm a big fan.
Oh, Nathan, we're so happy to have you here, Mr. Yaffe. Can I call you Mr. Yaffe? Mr. Nathan Yaffe.
Yeah.
Oh, I was really. Our show is about to start, Nathan. We could really just get you down to hair and makeup right away.
Yeah, I get that. Quick question: did you get my writer?
Your writer? No,
Yeah,
I thought you
no.
drove here yourself.
No, yeah, that's funny. I like it. Here's the thing. My writer, it very specifically said no tomatoes on the vegetable platter, and he grabs your little Muppet head and shoves it down onto the little vegetable platter on a table in front of him. And sure enough, you can see one little stray tomato.
No.
Can you
I
get
put
the
my
fucking-
best man on this. And cut to I don't know who are.
Pepe!
cut to Gonzo like chopping a ton of tomatoes and
I
like
was-
putting them on the plate, and then a Swedish
Oh.
chef being like, "Oh, bork, 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 bork,
Oh, it's
bork,"
a
and, like,
Swedish
trying
chef,
to
yeah.
get them off, but he misses a
Accent.
piece. Nathan Yaffe, notorious diva.
Yeah.
Brian's throwing up in the
Yeah,
corner.
Brian's throwing up in his
Oh,
hamper.
no. Just the thought of tomatoes makes Brian yak. He's got a way worse than Nathan.
Pepe calls tomatoes the beautiful fruit, just so everyone knows.
As like Nathan like lets go of Kermit, it's like, so how about you get that out of here for me, huh?
Yes, right away. Yes, I'll just take it. I'll take it, and I'll just. And I'm like juggling it, and it's like clearly on a string or something, like it to be kind of like gross action. And I kind of bounce out of there.
I walk in, Pepe walks in, all forearms full of tomatoes. And he goes, okay, more tomatoes, okay?
Nathan turns red as a tomato himself. He's like, are those more tomatoes?
Yup.
And he raises up his leg and like stomps down on the floor, which then slowly begins to crumble beneath him, leading to a giant hole in the dressing room floor, and he drops into the floor, and you just hear dong dong. Dong.
Well,
Law and Order
I guess
starts?
we can keep the tomatoes.
An episode of Law and Order has begun.
Don't.
Yeah, just everyone in chat calling us live. Well, Nathan was on my prep stream on Tuesday.
And he did the same thing to Brian because Brian
Yes.
gave him a tomato.
Let's see. So, our huge special guest who's on the show tonight has fallen through the floor. To
When you
around-
say, when he says our special guest tonight has fallen through the floor, Pepe goes, "I'm right here."
Gonzo runs in. Gonzo hears the commotion, runs in. Camilla,
Fucking
Camilla flies out of his arms mid-coitus, fucking this chicken. She flies out of his arms. He just leans over the pit and goes, "No!"
Wow, I'm at a loss for words. I really thought that the show was going to go flawlessly. So
someone's gonna have to go into this hole and rescue Nathan, and hopefully there isn't a dungeon adventure down there.
Kermit says, "Somebody's going to have to go in this hole and rescue Nathan, and hopefully there's not a dungeon adventure down there." And he looks to Pepe and looks to Gonzo.
Gonzo says,
Someone's gonna have to go in this pit, and hopefully there's not a dungeon down there, or whatever he just said.
and looks to Pepe, and then looks to Camilla, and then back to Pepe.
And I go, let's have a show of hands. And then I throw up all 4 of my hands. And I go, looks like you lose.
Gonzo
Gonzo
throws
in the
up his
pit.
hands and then somehow has like a bunch of fake hands and has like 6 hands more than Pepe.
Whoa.
This seems like it could take a while, so I'm going to cut to the chase. Can I just push them into the hole?
Yes, you absolutely may. That said, I'm gonna need Pepe and Gonzo to make skill checks because, man, that's a drop.
All right.
Okay.
Is this dexterity? Would this be sleight of hand?
Great.
Let's see. We just have a plain old skill, which should be +2 for everybody.
Okay.
Tony, you've just killed us right at the beginning. Is this a secret ploy to make me play Miss
Maximum
Piggy
damage.
after all?
Without Nathan, we don't have a show, so it doesn't matter whether we have a Gonzo or a Pepe.
I'm gonna roll first.
It's repeatedly panning, like me and Gonzo are falling past the camera repeatedly in this long fall, and then you see we're doing like Swan Lake. We're both like doing ballet.
Yeah, it's like taking so long. We both like start doing a dance to it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
rolled a
flapping all of
15
my
plus
arms.
2 is 17.
How does Gonzo land flawlessly down at the bottom of this pit?
He does like a perfect he starts to do a perfect dive and then gets really like still and centered, and you think he's just going to kind of land perfectly like Trinity from the Matrix, and then at the last minute he just turns over and just totally lands face flat and has an outline of his body, and then he stands out of it and his nose is all crumpled up and it makes an accordion sound as he like blows it out, and then he says, "I'll be back, Camilla." And
That's
then she's
Gonzo
like,
rolling
"Oh!"
a 17. Classic Gonzo.
His nose
Yeah.
broke his fall. It's
Yeah.
fine. It would have been way worse if he landed with any other part of his body.
Yeah.
Pepe, could you also give me a roll? Just add a d20 +2.
Let's go. Oh, beautiful. That's a 21.
Give me your beautiful, beautiful, dirty 20 landing.
I'm spinning in the air like a top, like a Beyblade, with all of my 4 arms, like a helicopter, and then I gently touch down to the ground on point, on the tips of my toes, and the arm, the air pressure for me landing pushes like all the dust, so I land on like a perfectly clean circle, and then I look up at Camilla and what did you say to Camilla?
I just said,
I'll come back or something.
It's like, we'll both come back. We'll see you later.
Kermit, how
so-
are you going to get down into this pit?
Well, I mean, the show is starting. The audience is waiting. So I think I run out the stage and I say, "Ladies and gentlemen, now for your next act, we've got something very special for you. Pigs standing on stage, just kind of hanging out for a while until we're back, and it'll be real good. And pigs, yeah, and I like back off and I grab the velvet rope from the curtain. I like pull the curtain open and then use the velvet rope to rappel down the hole.
Yeah. Really underrated joke from the Muppets is whenever any Muppet that doesn't want to be on camera gets pushed in front of camera. That always makes me laugh. Also, this is for the Dr. Cowbell because I really enjoy that one. The Pepe knows what Beyblades are? Like a Beyblade, okay? A Pepe Blade. Pepe Blade.
Maliciously Apathetic does have the appropriate joke of just pigs on stage.
What does Statler and Waldorf say about the pigs?
What is it? Lance and Miss Piggy and the third one are out there, and it's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
Statler and or Waldorf goes, looks normal to me.
Yeah, and they go, looks like they're going hog wild tonight. Oh. And then they kill each other.
Oh no.
In general, I liked from
What?
I liked from Charlieable on Twitter. Next time, play Pathfinder and show us a path out of here.
Good. It works on. That's a lot of levels.
That's at every level. It's the most functional joke I think I've ever heard. It was great.
Yeah, same. Yeah, agree.
So Kermit, you use the rope and are able to rappel down into the pit. So you don't need to roll.
No, I've got like our 3 adventuring packs like slung over my shoulders. It's 4 times my size, but it works.
So you've made your way down into this old, forgotten part of the cellar.
Mm-hmm.
And before you is this large facade of stone walls and like large dungeon-esque doors, and these carvings. Once again, they're like fake of like plaster and plastic, but they are depictions of Gonzo, and memories come flooding back to Gonzo's big pitch for his act, Gonzo's Dungeon of Infinity Terrors. That was far too dangerous to do on the show, and has just been languishing down here in the basement. And unfortunately, there appear to be drag marks, as if someone landed on the dusty floor and then was dragged into this dungeon set.
Gonzo's eyes are like squinting to kind of see through the dim light, and then he sees the drag marks, and his eyelids, his Muppety eyelids, just go back and back and back and back until they're really big, and he follows the trail.
Kermit reaches down and he picks up, presumably, we can safely say that these are Nathan tracks, right?
Yes.
I pick up a piece of like bright red yarn and say, one of his beard hairs.
I have a question for Flavor. Is like I assume because we're in a magical world, like
So I'm imagining Carolyn on Flavor of Love going, I have a question for Flavor. Getting eliminated immediately.
Next episode, it's happening.
Oh my god, we should. Anyway, so we are all like, I am a non-gendered blue creature. Eli is a shrimp. King Prawn. I'm sorry. And Kermit is a frog. So is Nathan canonically a different species than human in the Dungeons and Dragons world?
I think Nathan is just a man.
Yeah, because Muppets just also have people. It's weird.
But we're Muppets Plus. We're like Muppets in Catch-All City.
We're Muppets, but it's $6.
That is
but
true.
I think Nathan can be is a human. Okay,
I think Nathan is still canonically Nathan.
Canonically, okay.
Pepe has his epee out. I have a little an epee for Pepe, the Pepe epee, and I've I've like Zorro style carved a little Pepe into the wall as well, and I'm like, no, that's art. It's great.
Now, Pepe, even though this terrible place is definitely going to kill us, it's still show property if you could avoid marking it.
I've made it better. You should pay me. Pay Pepe.
I think we pay you too much.
Gonzo is following the trail with his nose and his overlarge, wide eyes, like just following this trail and seeing where it goes.
So we see Gonzo like following the trail. Boom, nose to the ground. Blam! Just straight into these large doors.
These look locked.
Is it safe to say that we recognize this as Gonzo's Dungeon of Infinity
Kermit.
Terrors or Infinite Terrors?
Infinity Terrors. Kermit, you definitely remember him pitching this and him bringing this whole complete set to you and just been like, no.
Getting it cut immediately.
I respect the gumption, but I should have stopped this when it was still just a blueprint.
All right, so the door looks locked. This is a time for Pepe to shine, I think. Since I am a rogue, after all. I'm
Yeah?
like, Pepe is a rogue, okay? I got sleight of hands. And then I do all 4 hands. I'm like, and then I just would like to try to pick the lock on the door, which is me putting 3 of my arms up against the door and listening with my antennas are twitching, and I'm using like the tip of the sword in the keyhole, and I'm singing like an old like song that my grandmother taught me or something. It's like some sort of opera. It's like, I am the lady.
Great, give me a D20 roll. Plus your sleight of hand.
While he's rolling.
Oh, Pepe does it again. 19 with my sleight of hand is like +4.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a 23.
Pepe, how do you unlock the door with like unnecessary flourish?
I'm like doing the lock, and the lock just falls apart on my sword. Like the entire mechanism comes out, and I twirl it on the sword, and then like toss it into the and then I throw it. I throw it up in the air and catch it, and it's like turned into a rose somehow, and I'm just like, oh. And I go, open, Pepe me.
So, Pepe, you've like turned around to demonstrate that you've entirely dismantled the lock. The doors swing open behind you, revealing a giant like chicken monster that lets out a horrible spittle-filled roar. Completely
I go,
like
your wife
blowing
is
your
angry.
Gonzo, you maybe remember leaving a chicken down here when you brought the set down here into the basement.
Fuck, it's Dolores.
Dolores has, you don't know how, mutated terribly. It's kind of a crocodiles in the sewer situation, is now a kind of a mix between a chicken, but like the limbs are elongated, kind of like a wyvern, and has this big long neck and teeth. I'm really into giving birds teeth lately.
Sure.
Forget what I said.
Brian?
Destroy the show property.
Brian puts in a wyvern and pronounces it wyvern every show just to irk me.
Just for me.
Just-
Just to make me feel good.
I go, it looks like a
Dolores!
wyvern. Okay.
Dolores, I've missed you, baby. How you been? You look great. Strong. You
there-
look strong.
There is a door behind Dolores.
And
and
Dolores?
to get to it, you're gonna have to get past Dolores somehow.
I lean over to Kermit and I'm like,
and
so they do
Kermit-
the open thing, huh? Oh, hey.
That's the only time you'll be opening for us, Pepe. But the singing, wow! I didn't know you were talented. Then I shove Gonzo towards Dolores and I say, like, maybe you can remind her how much you love her, while Pepe and I just slip away real fast.
That's
Um,
great.
Gonzo claps his hands and casts flash, creating a flash of light, blinding everyone in the area for 1d6 minutes.
oh, great!
As we all try, I know I'm gonna blind you all too, but we'll all just try and head generally in that
appropriate.
direction.
Distantly, you hear like the quietest voice, either Statler or Waldorf, like, last time I got cast flash, I got banned from the theater. They're old
Okay, Gonzo.
creeps.
So you're casting flash.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that costs 2 stamina to cast. And you're gonna have to make a roll for me. Roll a d20 plus 4.
You got it. Here we go.
Ooh.
17. I changed my dice color to blue because I'm Gonzo. It's blue. So that's really good. That's a 21.
A brilliant flash fills the area. Dolores, the chicken monster. I cut out.
The loud chicken buck will do it.
Yeah.
Similar to
Loud
the goblin voice.
Loud
Yeah.
chicken
Did you say
buck.
this chicken is goblin-esque?
It quite. It strumbles backwards, revealing an open path to the door. However, I do need Kermit and Pepe to make just make regular skill rolls, so just +2. I need you to beat a 11 or higher to not be blinded.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Pepe, you want first?
Okay. Plus skill is 2. Oh, Pepe
Oh.
rolls like a
I
motherfucker.
was very
man.
close to a 5. It's an
Pepe
18.
doesn't
Alright.
see anything. Pepe doesn't get blinded.
Pepe
No
just
way.
pulled out. Pepe's just already wearing sunglasses.
Which is weird because I, usually live in the deep sea. My eyes would be very sensitive.
He's got 4 hands to cover his eyes, though, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, here goes a Kermit. Plus 2. What is that? I can't see.
That
Is
is
it
a
a 2 or a
2.
12?
That is a
No!
2.
Plus a 4.
Kermit, what happens is
Um,
you are blinded by Gonzo's flash.
The camera angle changes, and Kermit's like weird little frog pupils have like shrunk into tiny little weird frog pupils, and he looks directly into the camera and he goes, "Gosh, that was kind of bright, wasn't it?"
Pepe says, the lights are never too bright for a star like me. I pose. I assume that the flash is a camera, and I'm like, looks like it's the paparazzi.
This should not be as funny as it is, and I'm really upset that I'm laughing every time.
Pepe is the best. It's impossible. Okay.
So the monster is blinded. However, it is thrashing wildly in anger now that it has been blinded. So what do you do?
Well, we could book it, or we could.
I
fight it.
mean,
Yeah,
does
I'd
that
like
other
to
door look
grab,
locked?
I'd like to grab Kermit and beckon for Pepe to follow and just book it towards the door and try, because I don't want to hurt this chicken because I feel a great affinity for all chickens. And even
I
a
mean-
monstrous chicken, I don't want to hurt.
Unfortunately, give Gonzo like a weird nose reach around to like have him guide me. So
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
like being pulled by your nose.
You
Uh,
love it.
Great. So, the chicken monster is thrashing about wildly as you guys make your way for the door. So what I need everyone to do is make a skill roll +2. You only have to be the 10.
Whoa,
Oh, 10 gifted
amiability,
subs.
Oh my goodness.
Hey!
Holy
Thank you.
shit, whoa.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Wow.
Enjoy all those.
It's
No,
time
So
fantastic.
much.
Lord of
Music.
Oatmeal, Jacob Andrews crop top, Star Handfish, Magic Maya, Krillini, Krill, a fellow shrimp, or King Prawn.
Love it.
Claire C.
Love
Haney,
it.
Cool Kale of 420, Blue Burby, and Ruby Falls.
Thank you so
Wow.
much. That really does help us keep doing the
truly
show.
does.
We really appreciate it. Okay. Everyone needs to make a skill roll. If you have an advanced skill that could be relevant, you can use that instead. Otherwise, it's going to be +2. You have to beat a 10 to not get decked by this monster swinging and screaming.
Okay.
Kermit, you're gonna have to make the roll at disadvantage because you are blinded.
That's fair. So you said skill +2 though, on top of our
No,
skill modifier?
D20 +2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, but okay. All right.
But if
So
you
who's
have a
going first?
relevant skill. I
If you
think
have a
can use
relevant
that.
advanced skill, yeah.
Shield fighting. If I'm just defending myself with a shield as we go.
Yeah.
Just kind
Yeah.
of hiding behind it.
Yeah,
I'm one of
definitely.
those fast paladins. I'm one of those.
That makes
Um,
me think. I know this is fucked up, but because he's a frog, would he have like? Would it make sense for him to have like a turtle shell as a shield, or is that like amphibian on amphibian crime?
Yeah, that makes me feel gross.
Yeah.
I feel
Okay.
like-
Good. It's canon then.
Maybe a
I feel
lily
like
pad.
Kermit has like
Oh,
some
a lily
really.
pad.
Ooh, that's pretty good. I can vibe with his lily pad shield.
Great.
So yeah, we're allowing that? It's +5.
Yeah.
All right. So rolling
It's a
now.
pretty easy check. This monster is pretty fucked up.
Okay, with
by the
disadvantage though, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what am
We'll
I
be fine
looking at,
there.
9?
Yep.
So that's a 14. And then let's go again.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yay!
Kermit, you make it to the door, no problem. This creature's like mighty talon strikes against your shield, maybe pushing you backwards a little bit, but you power through and take no damage.
Wow, that went easier than expected. Great. Well, guys,
I'll use. I mean, sleight of hand is sleight of. I'm an agile shrimp. King Prawn.
Yeah, I think sleight of hand is okay to use for general
Or stealth.
roguish
I mean,
ability.
I could use stealth too. Either
Stealth
one.
works too.
We'll do sleight of hand because it's bigger number. All right.
There you go.
+4. 10.
10's what you needed. How do you have a close call, but don't get hit?
One of my antennas fly from the close call, and it's close, and I'm like, she likes me.
Great. And Gonzo.
Okay, Gonzo has an ability called Chickens. Well, it's a spell called Chickens. So I'm gonna roll now, and that's a 4. So Chickens is +5, plus my skill +2.
Let's see. No, it's 5 to the 5 factors in the 2. So unfortunately,
I see. So I'm
you-
1 under.
You are 1 under. You unfortunately are unable to cast the spell, and that costs 2 stamina to cast. So I think what happens is, describe what happens as you try to cast a spell, but instead, this flailing blinded chicken monster, like collaterally gets Gonzo in her talon and then bats him up against a wall. So you go flying through the air, hitting one of these facade stone walls,
Ooh.
and take 6 damage. Yikes!
Whoa.
Love when Gonzo flies through the air.
Whoa. He just gives out a real Gonzo scream. Where's my
what does that sound
HP
like
here?
for those of us who don't remember?
Yeah.
Wait.
Ah!
Where's my HP?
That's listed as stamina. Gonzo,
The
you're at
sta-
8 out of 8 out of 18.
Gonzo's getting wrecked.
Bubbo. Looks like Miss Piggy's coming around the bend once Gonzo dies.
So Gonzo, you just hit the wall. Maybe you're seeing little chickens flying up
Yeah,
above your
Yep,
head.
little chickens are flying
absolutely.
around, and then he just goes, Camilla, and then falls over. I also just want to say, I originally pitched being Sam the Eagle, and then I was shot down because that's not core Muppet enough.
We don't
Sam's,
say
Sam's
Sam's,
what
a,
or
Sam's a
Muppet.
quiet eagle.
Uh,
I had to be Sam the Eagle. One time my college house was the Muppets for Halloween, and I waited too long. And so out of 10 people, I ended up being Sam the Eagle. And let me tell you, if there's anything that'll make you think he's not core Muppets, it's explaining who you are when the rest of your house is the Muppets a lot. He's great, though. We love Sam. He's great. He's great when he's the lookout in Treasure Island.
Yeah.
Can I just grab Gonzo's nose and just like a shot of like Gonzo's nose in my hand comes out and I grab it and I just yank him in through the door where the rest of us have gone?
Yeah, make a quick skill check for me.
All right. Here is my dice. That's a 13 plus 2. That's a 15.
Describe grabbing Gonzo's nose and closing the door behind you.
Where
Or
the
that- or
nose
is that
goes, Gonzo follows. And I just like pull him like he moves totally laterally in like a weird way where he's very obviously felt and weightless. And
Yeah.
I don't know. He
Gonzo-
probably dropped something goofy that he has to like reach back out the door to grab before we slam it shut again.
Yes.
Yeah, he drops like a magic his wizarding staff, which is shaped like a big rubber chicken. And then he reaches back out and grabs it, and then as the door shuts after him, he says he feels that his nose like goes from this elongated form to like being back to normal size. He goes, buy a drink first. Because he just got
He's
yanked
Gonzo,
on.
we're a family program. And then like
I fucked that chicken.
I yank on Gonzo's nose really hard for no reason, and then I'm like, "Oh, are we not doing that anymore?"
I'm into it.
Pepe and Gonzo have a really like awkward, tense moment.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we'll talk about this later.
Mhm.
And then they continue
Kermit,
on with
like-
the adventure.
Yeah.
Kermit looks to the camera again, but then we like cut to another angle to show that there's no cameras at all because it's D&D times when cameras didn't exist.
Right.
Kermit's just imagining the audience watching.
It's one of those guys with a tin full of like flash powder. Like, yeah. Is Gonzo into BDSM? When was he not? I feel like that's been pretty
Gonzo's for
clear.
sure into BDSM.
Okay, gang. So, with the chicken monster safely behind you, you look before you into a new chamber that appears to be a storage room of a bunch of crap that Gonzo has been maybe throwing down here and then forgot about. Which includes piles and piles and piles of dirty chicken magazines.
Oh my god.
And on this pile over here are two chicken goblin monsters, and they are happily flipping through one of the magazines, sort of like showing it to one another and cackling, and they do not notice
One
your
question is you said they're goblin monsters, and I'm not exactly sure what that would sound like if they're cackling madly. I was wondering,
Yeah.
what could you maybe like demonstrate what that might?
Yes.
I love it.
Gonzo
because
sees
they got a
it.
chicken vibe, yeah.
Gonzo takes all this in and just like hides his head in his hand. He's like,
I gotta clean up my Rolodex. I gotta start keeping better track of my projects here.
Yeah. And Pepe double elbows Gonzo. He's like, I think I know what kind of dungeon this is.
Gonzo's eyes get really big again.
Yeah.
There is a giant door over here with a comical sized lock, and Gonzo, you know the key has to be in here somewhere.
Who needs a key when you have Pepe, the key to everything?
Big lock door with a big lock on it, huge piles of concerning magazine media involving chickens, and two chicken goblin creatures happily reading one of the magazines who do not at the moment notice your presence.
Is the porn taller than the chickens?
The piles of them, yes.
Okay. Could we create a porn avalanche onto the chickens?
Oh, I was thinking sneaking around the porn and trying to evade the chickens, but a porn avalanche, I can't resist that.
Are you about to do some yodeling for us? Kermit yodeling to try to cause a porn avalanche?
I don't know that I can. I'm losing the Kermit. It's turning into Biss Piggy. I don't know.
Tell me what kind of bonus that's worth, Brian, because I think it should be 20.
I do. I think have like a little German boy like hat with a feather and like some what do you call it?
Lederhosen?
Lederhosen that I put on. I know that's not culturally appropriate for yodeling. I think
It is
but
on the
That's
Swiss
what they
German
were.
side.
Swiss Alps.
Swiss
And
German. Okay.
and the traditional Bavarian women's wear is called a dirndl.
Dirndl.
See, if people who learn something new every day are the happiest people on earth, and I'm now that.
You just learned all about the dirndl. That was like a Ted
Dirndl.
Lasso.
Good old
Dirndl's
Dirndl.
fixed everything. I wear
Can Dirndl
lederhosen
be the
and I
new
yodel to create a porn avalanche on the chicken goblins.
Great. So I just rolled, and the sort of structural integrity of the porn pile is 11. You get a +5. You need to roll higher than an 11.
Okay, this is the +5 for my singing advanced skill, I believe.
Yes. That you've had this
Okay.
whole time. Oh,
All right.
oh wait, you actually
Here
do.
we
Actually do
Yeah.
have
go.
that's not a joke.
That's a 5.
So Kermit, you begin to yodel. The whole room begins to shake. One of the other piles of porn begins to like slowly collapse. Unfortunately, you're too far away from the porn pile that the chicken goblins are on, and as it's beginning to rumble, they like look at each other and then hop up and go and then leap off of the pile, not getting caught up in the avalanche.
I do that kind of Kermit nod, and I turn to Pepe and Gonzo, and I say, "Well, I think they know that we are here."
They do, and they are Discord.
Yeah. Can I use the distraction to go try to pick that lock?
Yeah. How about we say that was happening at the same time?
Yeah.
How about you? I think. Okay, during the distraction, Pepe could sneak up behind these, or make his way up through the piles and then get to the door. So I will let you try to pick the door lock. Let me see the integrity of that lock, because it's pretty beefy.
I'd also like to say something before I go over there.
Not so beefy after all, is it, Brian?
Ooh.
Eli, yes, go ahead and
yeah.
say your.
I see the lock and I like point at the lock and then kind of I'm doing a lot of elbowing, but that's Pepe's vibe. And I'm like, looks like it's Pepe's time to brine. And then because brine shrimp, and then I go around to the lock, and yeah, it's a natural one, but I want to see how much I pick this thing. It's a sleight of hand check, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's always like one sentence that seems like normal D&D out of the whole thing. Just like lock picking sleight of hand, right? And then everything else is insane. Okay.
DIY, baby.
That's a 13, not a 1, right?
Yeah, the lock. Gonzo, why did you put a paper mache lock on this door? It's not locking the door.
It was for an act. It was a bit.
Yeah,
The great Gonzo can't be contained by anything, and I wanted to prove that by putting a paper mache lock on the door.
Was it part of one of your escape artist sets?
It was.
Kermit was like he was batting down, being really angry at Gonzo for keeping all this porn on work premises, until he realizes that the paper mache lock is physically made out of chicken porn.
Yeah, I don't look at this stuff. It was just magazines that were on sale, and so I used it for my craft.
Gonzo, I must apologize. I see that these dirty magazines are in fact very useful magazines, and yes, you did create a lock that locked us out of a room, but the lock also fell apart very easily. We'll just call it a wash.
Okay,
And
just
maybe
so
the
you know,
only time that I've called you washed.
the porn that I look at is way weirder than this stuff.
I believe it.
Self-owning Gonzo. I mean, that's Gonzo's thing.
He's a self-deprecating whatever.
Yeah, I'm picking up
They're
little.
a self-deprecating whatever.
I'm looking at little pieces of the fallen apart porn lock, and I'm like, this is unlocking something in Pepe.
I'm also imagining that that Kermit and Gonzo are having this conversation while Kermit is changing out of lederhosen, like as they run, like hiding behind various piles as the chicken goblins chase them around from pile to pile.
Gonzo says,
That's pretty good. You should be part of my act. I could always use a quick change artist. It's amazing.
I'm going
No,
like
thank you.
this to Kermit. I'm like, no.
I'm busy that day.
Oh, Gonzo.
Okay, gang. So we find ourselves in a new chamber with 3 players. kind of before you, and each plinth is labeled with a character from the Lord of the Rings.
Ooh, the classic.
A
Which
classic.
ones?
There is a
Carolyn's not sold. Not yet.
Which ones? Unless it's the Silmarillion, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
It's
there
three
is
You might even say they're
Radagast.
gatekeeping.
So there is a plinth for Aragorn. There is a plinth for Gimli,
Mhm.
and there is a
Hey,
plinth
look, Frank Oz.
for
I don't
Legolas,
know what
the beautiful
Frank Oz
elf.
looks like. Okay.
Let's see. Maybe there was like kind of like a Lord of the Ringsy bit on the show that week, and that's why you planned it. But the only way to open this door to the next chamber is to determine amongst yourselves. Gonzo, of course, has already decided this and forgotten. Who of you are which character?
Well,
Again, for flavor, I just want to say that the Lord of the Rings in Catch-All City in this universe, this is as close as we have to a Judeo-Christian system of belief. This is our Bible, and this is what we believe in. For those of you who did get the Silmarillion reference, Eru is sort of the god figure, and then these would be considered saints in the canon. Okay, please
Which
continue.
makes it even extremely funnier for Will Campos's Teddy to be screaming about Legolas, the beautiful elf.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
that's his name, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Pepe sees Legolas, and well, then they know who they are, right?
Yeah,
So-
I think Kermit's Aragorn.
Well,
You're Pepe's Legolas, and I'm Gimli, son of Glowin.
yeah, I'm like,
Gloin.
he's like a beautiful prawn. Because Legolas has the two braids, which Pepe believes are antenna. He thinks that Legolas is a prawn.
Here's the issue. What would Gonzo think everyone is?
The problem
he
is that
made this
Gonzo's nobody.
Gonzo thinks that he's Aragorn.
Aragornzo?
Oh, boy.
No.
Aragornzo.
Sure, yeah, okay. Yeah, we sure are all somebody here.
It's like the Indiana Jones like Ark of the Covenant music playing right now as we're like trying to approach these statues. For flavor of love text or whatever we call it now, can we just say that like when we shut the door on the two chicken goblins, the two chicken goblins who are like Muppets too are now like on the other side of the door being like, we should just burst in, and then the other one's like, no, it's rude not to knock, and they're like both clearly just they're both just Jim Henson voices, but like they're arguing about whether they should knock in order to pursue us. Just in case anyone wonders why the chicken goblins weren't coming after us.
They're trying to be polite. Yes.
Yeah.
So where is everyone stepping on these plinths?
I'm on Legolas's thing. And I've like slicked back my antenna to look more like Legolas. Yeah.
I think that Kermit is about to step on Aragorn's plinth, and then he goes, "Wait, what would Gonzo think? Does Gonzo think?" And then maybe reconsiders and steps on Gimli's.
As he says, "What does Gonzo think?" It cuts to Gonzo, who's just like looking into camera, totally blank, like clearly 100% vacant, and you can just hear echoey chicken clucks.
So Gonzo steps on Aragorn, and there's a click at the door, making it apparent that the only thing that was required was Gonzo stepping on Aragorn. The two of you did not.
Gonzo, I was going to be very impressed if you could have guessed our weights. I'm not even sure about our weights. And then I do like a weird kind of like thing where I'm clearly made of felt.
Gonzo says, "Gonzo waits for no one," and then goes through the door.
I would like to bring the statue of Legolas with me. Is that possible? I'm willing to I'm willing to take a disadvantage.
Yes. Yes.
Pepe just like bursts out a hand truck to like dolly into the next room.
So finally, you swing open the door, into this large dungeon set chamber, there are 3 chicken goblin creatures holding Nathan Yaffe down on this altar. One chicken goblin is in some sort of priest outfit and appears to be worshiping this large, colorful Muppet dragon that is looking very ferocious, as the held down Nathan Yaffe is, of course, screaming, "Hey, help! This show sucks! This is terrible! This is really awful! And none of you have optimized your characters. What, did some guy like make this up a couple hours before you started playing?"
Mr.
I see.
Yaffe, I apologize for the inconvenience, and I would like to humbly remind you that you're still under contract.
Thank you for this Prime subscription as well. Thomas is Goofy. You might have a Prime
Oh yeah,
subscription
thank you,
too.
Thomas is Goofy.
If you have an Amazon Prime account, you have a free Prime subscription that you can use on
Oh,
us
yeah.
if you like. Bezos
The
bucks.
Give us
Bezos
those
bucks.
Beezy bucks.
I see the chickens holding down Nathan, and I'm like, talk to Gonzo. I'm like, I saw these in the magazine. And as someone recommended, yes, I did add. They said add beautiful elf statue to inventory. I'm adding beautiful prawn statue to my equipment. Beautiful prawn
does that,
statue.
Can we? Somebody help me out. What is the name of the weird little like evil-looking dragon Muppet that does exist?
Oh yeah, there is one he's the one who steals the bed sheets in Muppet Christmas Carol, which is where most of my Muppet knowledge comes from, and is also my favorite Christmas movie.
It's Uncle Deadly.
Uncle Deadly.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Comes
So, oh my god,
Can
what
we-
an amazing name.
Yeah.
Can we?
Okay, the dragon
make
is
Uncle
Deadly.
Are like a giant version of Uncle Deadly.
Yes, for sure. Who has been, of course, is not a part of the Muppet gang at the moment. He is a giant dragon that's been living in this basement set, forgotten for a long time.
Wow,
Gonzo
origin
cast
story,
him, but then
folks.
forgot. Yeah. He's looking at he has a call sheet. It's like,
Like another flushed alligator, he's just grown in size for no reason whatsoever.
Okay, Gonzo's seeing all of this and really worried that this is his like huge chance, just like we all feel in real life. Looking at Nathan, we realize our chance for fame and stardom. So Gonzo's going to take immediate action and cast cannon and summon a giant spectral cannon and fire it at the dragon, at Uncle Deadly.
Fire himself at the dragon.
Gonzo, we have a situation here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So spells cost stamina. That's kind of how I'm balancing them out. Cannon is a pretty powerful spell and costs 8 stamina.
Would
How
kill
much
you.
stamina do you have left?
I have 8 stamina. So Gonzo is not particularly altruistic unless it comes to Camilla. So he's almost cast cannon, and then he can feel his stamina, his life force, that he doesn't have it in him. So instead,
And sorry, not to jump in. Is there anything that I could pull from my adventuring pack to like amp up Gonzo to give him a little more stamina so he doesn't burn his fuse all the way out?
I have rations.
You all should have rations that heal
oh
one
yeah,
day.
I do
Oh, we
have
do have
rations.
rations.
What does Gonzo eat canonically? All the Muppets I feel like have some
Gunpowder, probably.
food affinity. Okay, Gonzo's gonna
Cockroaches. Gutter
Gonzo-
trash.
as they ran from the last room, he scraped up some of the paper mache corn and is cramming that. I feel like he would eat paste. So he
Oh.
eats that, and then as his ration,
He's
he
eating
that kind of-
pornography?
yeah.
As he's screaming at Kermit, I told you I don't look at this stuff.
This is too freaky even for Pepe.
Okay, so I'm going to cram a ration real quick.
Great. Go ahead and heal 1d6.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
It does damage to everyone watching. Feels Gonzo.
Okay, so that's gonna be 2, so it puts me back up to 10. So then I am I am gonna cast cannon.
Great. So you spend the 8 stamina. Now I need you to make the roll for me to see if the spell casting is successful. You are wiped after casting this, so I hope it works.
What does the
Okay.
cannon shoot?
Shoots Gonzo.
6d6 damage. It's really powerful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody pray for me to Eru and all the Maiar.
And Legolas, the beautiful elf.
Okay,
Beautiful
11 plus 5.
He's not an elf. He is a
16.
prawn.
Carolyn, go ahead and shoot 66 worth of damage at this Muppet dragon, Uncle Deadly.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't even we don't even have it in the dice. Oh, here we go.
Oh my god.
But I need to roll one
All right,
one more.
I'll do quick maths
We
here.
haven't even waited for
5
this thing to
plus
talk
5
to us. We just
is 10.
kicked down the door and fired a
Plus
Gonzo
1 is
at
11.
it.
Plus 3 is 14. Plus 4 is 18.
It's all in the chat. We have 18 total. Yeah.
Plus I
Wow.
need to roll one more because it only let me roll 5.
Right.
Okay, here's the last one. Bing bong 2. Okay.
20.
20.
Wow, that's an even 20. It's what we call a natural
Nat 20.
Yeah.
20.
So please explain what summoning this cannon is like and dealing 20 fucking damage, which is a devastating amount of damage to this dragon.
Okay,
Devastating.
Gonzo
Gonzo the Great summons the cannon.
and suddenly a spectral cannon forms around Gonzo and you see a ghost-like helm drip and form across his head. He is in the cannon and suddenly shoots out towards the dragon. That this is why it costs so much stamina, because he himself is the cannonball. Shoots right into the dragon's mouth, goes down his belly. There's a moment where Uncle Deadly looks stunned, and then something's wrong, and then looks up, and in a burst of fire and smoke coming from every orifice, explodes in a cloud of viscera and sparkles, and Gonzo's left with a cape and the helmet, just panting, exhausted, but victorious.
Wait, I
Kermit,
want
do you think this ultimately would have been an impressive bit on the show?
that part.
It's kind of a shame that no one will ever see that but us. And kind of another shame, like, I got to be real, Gonzo. I'm not going to tell anyone about this. It would be really bad for my credibility if I told anyone that you're talented.
I would like to throw something out there, Tony, if you'd participate in this. We're
Yeah.
doing the classic, like, Muppet, like, quintuple take between Pepe and Kermit, watching Gonzo just do this insane shit. But since we're actually adjacent on the screen, can we actually make the double take work? To try it? All right.
Yeah. Wait, which direction do I have to look to make it work?
That way.
That way?
So I'll count. No, you're opposite. You're right.
Okay.
So we'll try
right.
it in 3, 2, 1.
Are we?
It's
how many
close
times are we going
enough.
back?
Close enough. Close enough. So so the dragon has exploded, and the 3 like chicken goblin monsters immediately throw their hands up, letting Nathan go, who drops to the floor.
Well, Uncle Dead. Lee.
Gonzo hears that joke and then faints. It just falls over.
I think
That one
Gonzo's
was for
dead.
you, Gonzo. I think
I'm
you
like,
needed a preview there.
Gonzo!
Nathan's
To honor him, I'm going to sleep with his wife, okay? To help her remember him, okay? It'll be beautiful, okay?
So as the chicken monsters let Nathan go, Nathan's a little bit looking at him like, are you guys like still gonna like kill them? They're probably worth XP. You're not gonna like let them go, right?
We have a show going on currently. Kermit like suddenly
Those
has a
pigs
watch
are
on.
still on stage.
Can we get a cutaway to Statler and Waldorf as these pigs are just kind of like standing on stage making motions, being like, "Look at us! Here we are!"
I think Statler and Waldorf are like, this is the best the show has ever been.
The pigs have been dancing for so long under the hot lights that they're starting to smell like bacon and like crackle a little bit. And Statler and Waldorf are like, they're into it. They're into it. The theater smells good.
Yeah. These pigs are suckling, but mostly they just suck. I don't know. I'm sorry.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
The like I said,
Good
the
one,
chicken
yeah.
goblins will have no fight left in them. They actually like apologize, like, we're just sad we've been left down here for so long.
Yeah,
Gonzo,
Sorry we were gonna
I'm
eat your
awfully
celebrity
sorry about
friend.
that. Can we just like shut the door on them as we walk away?
No. Gonzo hears the dulcet tones of a chicken and rouses from his faint, and he goes,
Ladies, there's always room in the act.
and then he takes them on his shoulders and they like give him little kisses.
But they're all
Kermit
Hex.
turns to Pepe and says, I guess he's taking him back to Gonzo's famous casting couch.
Oh God.
I'm sorry.
they're like mutant goblin chickens. So like you remember Gremlins 2 with the lady gremlin?
Yes.
I love
like
Lady
that.
Gremlin.
Yeah, that's where the term Gonzo comes from.
So you take Nathan Yaffe back through the dungeon facade
I'm like,
safely.
mopping him off with like I've got like a
You're
handkerchief.
topping
and
him
I'm
off too? Oh my God.
I'm wiping him down and saying like, Mr. Yaffe again. I'm sorry about the tomatoes and all the viscera.
Honestly, I think this may have been the most fun I've ever had. But I'm not coming back ever again. I don't want to do the show. This has been terrifying.
I will remind you that you are under a legal obligation to finish this show, though, and I shoved him out onto stage in that classic like Muppet being forced onto stage without being.
Yeah. I was getting ready. I was like, looks like you're going to need someone to replace him. Okay. And like every time it cuts back, now I have a beard and I'm suddenly holding a big Wacom tablet. I'm like, somebody got to go on. Okay.
Wow,
The show must go on. Okay.
you're looking a lot more castable. I don't know what it is.
So what is the what's the final shot for each character of this Muppet adventure? Gonzo?
Gonzo is, in fact, back in his office in the Muppet Theater complex, and he is just having a fuck fest with these chickens. I mean, the feathers are flying. That's all.
I think Kermit is Kermit's having Scooter draft up paperwork to let go Gonzo.
And then he realizes that Gonzo's actually this legal genius who's made an ironclad contract that he
I look at the
never...
paperwork and I'm like,
there's no way around this.
Scooter, I'm having trouble what I'm seeing. I asked you for paper to let go Gonzo, but I'm looking now and it seems that it says that he is the legal owner of the theater. This must be some kind of error or typo, right?
I think I need to start calling Gonzo boss.
Kermit then like does the mouth pucker and turns towards the camera as his final shot.
It cuts back to Gonzo like moaning, like, call me boss, call me the boss to the chickens.
Pepe is fucking wasted with Statler and Waldorf. He uncorked a big bottle of red wine, and they're all getting drunk as fuck in the balcony. He's like, hey, fuck you! Fuck this show! Start my own show, okay? Oh,
Tony!
It seems we just lost Tony for a
Tony
moment.
got roasted off the internet.
Tony!
I'm back. Did I
You are
lose?
back.
I'm back. I'm here. Can you see me? Wow.
He's green in Discord,
If
which
there's
I
a
hear
time
is
to
not
go,
easy.
those
Ayo.
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'm
You're
back.
good. Wonderful. So that was the first episode of our Muppets campaign. It was a weird one. If you want to see how this adventure ended up the way it did, you can watch my prep stream, which will be available on YouTube shortly, and you can see all the stuff that these guys missed, which actually wasn't much this time. This was a weird one. Let's see. This is TV&D. It's our TV role-playing show. Thank you for everyone who subscribed. Thank you everyone for followed. If you haven't, maybe consider doing that. That would be cool. Hey, Carolyn Page, where can we find you on the internet?
Well, it's funny that you asked, Brian. You can find me variety streaming Monday nights on Twitch at Jacuzzi Tubs with 2 B's. And then actually, I just launched a new YouTube show that I host as it's a game show called Fuck, Marry, Kill Champions, where we take 4 comedians. Eli was on our premiere episode. We take 4 comedians and pit them against each other in an epic game of Fuck, Marry, Kill. It's super fun. You can tune in at 8 p.m. At the U Jokes YouTube channel on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Pacific.
Hell yeah. Tony Wilson, where can we find you on the internet?
I am at Helpful Tony on Twitter. I am at Friends of the Museum on Instagram for my models and crafts projects. And you can tune into monthly shows that I am doing creative production work on for the band Lord Huron. Live from Whispering Pines for music and all kinds of interesting, surreal goodness. I think the next one is March 18th. So if you're a fan of a band, grab a ticket now, and you can watch live with all of your friends. It's a very weird, fun, good time.
Hell yeah. Mr. Eli Uden, where can we find you on the internet?
First off, you can check out I do a podcast every week with my friends Patty Moe and Kath Barbadoro that comes out called What a Time to Be Alive. It comes out every Monday. There's a Patreon if you want a bonus ep if you like the first ep so much. And then you can find me on Twitter at just my name, Eli Uden, ELIYUDIN. Find me on Instagram at Chili's Restaurants. And find me here on Twitch at pig_dog, where I think I'll be playing a lot of Magic the Gathering this month.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Let's see. I'm at Brian is a Goblin on Twitter. Let's see. I got a Twitch at what's it called? Goblin Voice. I'll probably be there shortly after this. And also you can catch me here on Tuesdays running prep streams for this this show. You can get all the spoilers and know everything that's going to happen before we even do it. And that's it for us. I guess we should get out of here, huh?
Guess so.
If we have to.
Later, everybody.
I'm just gonna be in this box until.
Tony's doing mime stuff.
Catch us
Cutting the
next week.
string.
Sorry, the Muppets got to me.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.